Ooh, welcome to episode 322, Pero Primos. It's our, obviously, as you can tell, it's our Halloween edition. I mean, I didn't just come from Gotham or anything. I don't think Darian has shown up yet. I don't know. He said he was on a trip to Toronto or in Brazil, Los Angeles. I don't know. It said a lot of cities. I don't know, but I think we have somebody walking into the studio now. Is that a special guest? Oh, okay, everybody. I think is it a Monday, a Wednesday? No, it's the weekend. Thank you for joining us, Abel.
I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you.
DJ told me about this podcast. Is this for me?
That's for you, of course it is. Okay. Yeah. I'll sit here and wait for you to get acclimated, because you must be very exhausted. You're touring right now.
Yeah, I just finished my After Hours Till Dawn tour, and then DJ tells me that he has this great podcast called Pero, Let Me Tell You.
Yes, and I thought you would have said it better being Canadian, with the French.
No, we just say about.
Oh, okay, okay.
Pero, Let Me Tell You. So is this about dogs?
It is sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes, yeah.
I love dogs.
Yeah, what's your favorite dog?
A golden retriever.
Is that what it retrieves, bitches and hoes?
Yeah.
Cool. I like it. Yeah.
So I just want to say hi to the OGXO. I'm glad to be here today.
What's an OGXO?
Bro, you don't know what an OGXO is?
I know what OG is. I don't know what OGXO is.
My people are XO.
Oh, okay. See, I'm old. I don't know the lingo.
Yeah, OGXO. DJ's an OGXO.
Well, no,
OGXO.
DJ's an OGXXOO.
Yeah,
that's how big of a fan he is.
He is.
Yeah.
That's why I came on Peril. Let me tell you.
That's why. Well, otherwise it wouldn't work.
So I'm really happy to be here today.
Right. Well, I'm glad, and I do have a question.
I'm wearing these glasses inside because I've been blinded by the lights.
Well, yeah, and I was gonna ask, I know you're with us right now, but can you feel your face?
I can, because I gave up those things some time ago.
Okay, got it.
Especially now that I was on tour, I need to be on my best.
Okay. Well, but I would think otherwise. You might need energy, so that's why I ask. That's
right,
why
but I don't want any body parts to be numb.
Oh. No, yeah.
It's really cool that I'm here. I'm just a guy from Scarborough, by Toronto in Canada.
So in Toronto.
Yeah. I grew up in Scarborough.
Oh, okay.
It's a suburb of Toronto, and here I am in beautiful Miami on this great podcast with you folks.
Yes, I mean from Toronto to Brazil to off of La Cuarenta.
Which, by the way, my new single Sao Paulo dropped.
Oh, is it?
This week's. It's with Anitta.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Talking about Brazil.
Yes, well, but that kind of ties it back to the whole Latin thing.
Yeah, so I just want to also let you guys know, us Canadians, we also celebrate Halloween.
Do you really?
Yeah.
How do you celebrate Halloween?
Well, we do the same thing. It's just that right now in parts of Canada, it's a little bit colder.
Okay.
So, Slutty Halloween is a little different in Toronto.
Oh, it has like a parka?
A little bit.
Okay.
Sometimes it may even snow.
Has it snowed? Wow.
Sometimes, but in different parts of Canada. I mean, they celebrate Halloween also in the Arctic Circle, which is part of Canada, and it's just very different. It makes slutty Halloween. Nobody could be a sexy bath curtain or
Oh, that's true. We do love a sexy salt shaker,
right? It's a little bit harder because we're in Canada.
Well,
just think of all of Canada's north of the United States.
Yeah, I guess that you can't be a slutty penguin.
No. Or a slutty polar bear.
No. Only in the summer.
Yeah. But I'm really happy to be here. I just finished my world tour. I came from...
I thought you were still on tour.
No, I just finished my tour this week, actually. So I just came from New Zealand to be here.
Wow. So did you take what's that jet that goes very fast? I can't think of things right now.
Well, I didn't take the Concorde because I didn't travel back in time.
Okay, well,
so I just took a regular airplane.
I think you could travel back in time if you wanted to. I have faith in you.
Yeah. And by the way, just to keep it real, today in this podcast, I'm not the Weeknd. I'm just call me Abel.
You're just Abel. Okay,
just call me Abel.
I didn't know if to refer to you.
And since we have a big Spanish audience, you could call me Abel.
Okay, Abel. Okay,
right?
Abel
or Abelito.
Abel.
Listen, I have friends that speak Spanish. I had that hit single with Maluma.
Oh, that's true. And you dated Selena Gomez.
Yes.
Yes.
Hawaii de vacaciones, mis felicitaciones. Have you checked out that single?
I do know that single. I don't know it with you.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I sing the chorus in
okay.
Espanol.
Really? In Espanol?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But then now you're shifting to Portuguese, right?
No,
With Sao Paulo.
Anita is the one who gave us those great Portuguese vocals.
Okay, so you're like, no, I can do some Spanish, but not Portuguese.
No. But I welcome all of you to come when I go on tour again. It's a great show.
Okay, yeah, no, I heard.
It's a great show.
I heard it's a great show. Yes, I like that you acknowledged our producer Chris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, Christopher.
Hi guys. How are you?
Yeah. See, he's not even phased.
No.
He's not even phased by the star power that's in front of him.
Right.
You know.
I mean, he too was blinded by the lights.
It's true. I mean, he's putting his glasses on right now.
Right.
That's because he was wearing one of those morph suits earlier, so his vision's a little dark.
So really, he is blinded by all the light.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little fuzzy. I don't know about blind, but it's fuzzy.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So what are we talking about this week on
Well,
Peril? Let me tell you.
Peril, let me tell you this week, and I'm going to see if I can open up my phone because this thing is not very conducive.
So tell me a little bit about your costume because I didn't really come dressed up.
That's true. You did just show up.
I mean, you're only dressed up. I'm not.
You just rolled out of bed.
I did. It's just another day for me.
It is. It's you. You're like with red suits the way Victoria Beckham is with little black dresses.
Okay.
It's just a closet full of them, and you just pull
sure,
one out.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. It's like cartoon characters, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your costume.
So I am dressed as Nightwing. It's my favorite superhero. Dick Grayson. I'm a little scruffy Nightwing right now, but it's like I was telling Darian. I don't know. Halloween. It's funny because it's like he's always worried that I'm going to be barely dressed, and yet I always wind up having like more clothing than on a regular day at the gym.
Right. Well, you're being somebody you're not.
Exactly, a superhero with acrobatic abilities.
So what's special about Nightwing?
Oh, we could go into this forever, but Nightwing, I mean, he's the original Robin, Dick Grayson. He really is just, he's a martial artist, hand-to-hand combatant, acrobatic, because he was raised in the circus. And, what I love about Dick Grayson is just the fact that he started off as a sidekick and became, his own hero. So he really kind of embodies what we all want to become, which is we grow and we fulfill our own destiny.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Where is he from?
Well, he is originally from... Actually, I don't know where he's from originally.
Is he Canadian?
He's not Canadian. He's not. He's from Gotham originally. Now he lives in Bloodhaven. I think Canada does exist in the DC universe, but no heroes are based out of there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Isn't Ryan Reynolds from my home country?
He is, yes. Deadpool himself.
Yes.
And so is actually Wolverine is also from...
Well,
from
I think of him as
Canada.
the Green Lantern.
That's fair, but then Green Lantern is... I don't know where the hell Deadpool's from. I don't even know if he's Canadian. I know Wolverine is Canadian.
We also have, one of my favorite Canadians, Pamela Anderson.
I mean...
This is where that red is inspired from.
Is it from her Baywatch?
Yeah.
From her
Who could
Baywatch
forget
bathing
that?
suit ever. It's almost as iconic as you, sir.
Thank you. I really appreciate that to everybody.
Yes, almost.
So,
It is amazing how many Canadians are Canadians that you don't know are Canadians.
well, to me, they're just fellow countrymen and women.
That's true. With all of you just share a big love for Timmy Horton.
I mean, of course.
Yes,
I used to go to Tim Hortons a lot when I was a kid, and I would listen to this pop singer. Her name was Robyn Sparkles.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder what she's doing today.
I heard she became a newscaster.
Yeah?
Yeah. At a small overnight thing in New York, I think. Yeah.
Right.
Like a TV One.
Right. Yeah, I'd always wondered what happened to her because since we don't have VH1 anymore, where are they now? Or Behind the Music.
True.
I always wondered what happened to Robyn.
Yeah. I mean, she went to the mall. Then she had sandcastles in the sand. And then she became a TV reporter.
That was a bop.
That was a bop. I mean, anytime you can get Tiffany to show up.
Yeah, that was a bop. They talk about bop or flop. That was a bop.
Yeah,
so.
that was. Well, I mean, sir, you would know about a bop. You have many hits yourself.
I do have many hits. I've been very, very lucky to have many Billboard #1s, and not just in Billboard, around the world. I just boycott the Grammys, but other than that,
as a rule.
I do. I boycott the Grammys.
Okay, is it because you think that they should change to like the digitals? Like why do they? Why?
Well,
was it
the
still
reason is
gramophone?
because my album After Hours was the highest selling album of 20. What year are we in? Of 2020, and critically acclaimed, massive worldwide hits, and I didn't get a single Grammy nomination.
Oh,
And there comes a point where they, that feels an attack on your art.
I feel like you and Beyonce probably understand each other.
Probably.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. What are we talking about this week here on Peril? Let me tell you.
This week, so being from Canada, I know you're probably very big on hockey, but I don't know if you're as familiar with basketball.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great. So, are you familiar with Dwayne Wade?
Of course.
He's the husband of Gabrielle Union,
Of
also a
course.
former Heat player.
Of course.
So in the past few days, they unveiled a statue of Dwayne Wade. The problem is that I don't know who the hell that looks like. Mm-hmm. Have you seen the statue?
I have.
You have seen the statue. It's a little terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who it's supposed to be, but it's not Dwayne Wade as far as I can tell.
Is this supposed to be sort of a liberal artistic interpretation of who he is?
I'm gonna assume yes.
Okay.
Yes, because it literally just looks like Random Man number 2 cast in bronze.
Yeah, I saw it too, and I too was a little bit surprised. I was like, "Who is this guy?" Because I do like D Wade, and that's why I like Miami.
Yes, of course.
I had many Vice jerseys.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
That's why I like Miami, and I too was a bit surprised when I saw that, and I thought, well, Dwayne Wade has always been a really classy guy, and
This is true. Fair.
just a really nice guy, and
He's even defended the statue.
yeah, and I just thought, he probably is not going to make a public spectacle about this, but in behind the scenes, and you could bleep me out here, he was probably, what the fuck is this? Sorry, I raised my voice a little bit.
You're not known for raising your voice.
No.
So you must be very upset.
No. Yeah, I was out of time there.
Yeah.
And I too was surprised by it. I just thought that for such a great player with such a great legacy, they probably should have been a little bit more. I don't want to use the word respectful because I don't think it was disrespectful, but just a little bit maybe true to the
What he
statue.
looks like?
Yeah, it should have been sort of like an iconic statue. And I know that word is used a lot nowadays.
is overused.
Everything is iconic. I think that I'm going to be iconic.
Well, you're all right. I think you're already on your way there.
Right. Yeah. I think my shows are iconic.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few of them, and it's obviously very very iconic how you just managed to say the name of the city over and over and over and over and over and over and
Well,
over
I want to
again.
make the city known that I love them.
Right.
Over and over again.
And they do. There's no doubt by the end of the show.
Right. Are you talking about my live in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles?
I kind of am. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was very excited. It was an HBO special. So
You know what? If I had an HBO special, I'd probably say the name of the city too.
So, but back to D Wade.
Yeah.
He's a classy guy. So I didn't think he was going to, make a big deal about it. But yeah, I too was surprised. I was like, they took quite artistic liberties on this statue.
And what's worse is I think he participated.
Right.
Right? Like they actually studied him. So it's not like somebody grabbed the picture off the internet. I think he was actually part of the process.
It sort of reminded me of, and I know that you're Cuban.
Yes, I am.
And so it reminded me of the wife of, a very iconic Cuban, Desi Hernandez. And I remember Lucille Ball.
Yes. I love Lucy.
I love Lucy. We love Lucy in Canada as well. Yeah. Some years ago, I forgot how many years ago, they did a statue of her as well with a whatever thing that she was drinking. And it was supposed to, again, honor her. And it was really scary, that statue.
Yeah, it looked like that painting that they tried to redo of that monk that looked like a monkey.
Are you talking about the painting of Jesus?
Was it of Jesus or of a monk?
It was of Jesus.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
That was even worse than I thought.
Yeah, and she wanted to, yeah.
She wanted to help that poor old lady.
And for my OGXOs out there, if you haven't seen these statues of Lucille Ball, I recommend you to go to Google and put Lucille Ball statue.
Or don't. It's
Don't.
scary.
Well, I think it's important to have perspective. But one of the things that I was like really questioning about the D Wade statue is that he wasn't necessarily known as being an aggressive guy.
That's true. You're right.
And I know that this is based on a certain picture, but he wasn't really known for being an aggressive guy. and the pose they gave was pretty aggressive. But
I think that might be also why it just doesn't look like him because it's not something we're used to seeing from him.
Yeah. So, but again, I'm excited to be here on Peril. Let me tell you.
Well, we're excited to have you. And I'm about to share something very scary. Okay, very, very scary.
Very spooky.
Very spooky, very scary, especially for people here in Miami and some people in Texas too. So, again, as a Canadian, I don't know if you're familiar with croquetas. It's what we call, like, it's the Spanish version of a croquette.
Like a French croquette? Remember, French.
Right. That, yeah. I just didn't want to.
I'm in a little bit of pain now.
I didn't want to be. But I hope it's not from listening to me talk.
No. I've had a rough night and.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
after hours stuff.
It is after hours. After hours rough nights are the worst. But so you are familiar with the croquette.
Yes,
it's
French
fried.
Canadian.
Yes, okay, fantastic.
Quebec is right next to Toronto.
That's true. Home of Céline Dion.
Oui, le croquette.
Yes, le croquette. So just this week, there was a recall for about 7,600 pounds of frozen croquetas that were made in a Hialeah factory in Miami and Texas.
How many croquettes again?
7,670 pounds.
Oh, that's a lot of croquetas.
That is a lot of croquetas, yeah. So the frozen croquetas, chicken, ham, fish, and sausage from a food distributor that is based here in Miami. It presents a food allergy danger. Now,
so where did you say they came from? What part? What city?
Oh, that's right. You're not familiar. Sorry. So Hialeah.
Hialeah. Okay. So I've heard of this Hialeah.
Yes. You probably.
Hialeah. I wasn't sure if I should pronounce it Hialeah or Hialeah.
We'll highlight something else.
Right. Hialeah.
Yeah.
So I would like for you to tell me
about.
What is Hialeah? Explain to me Hialeah, because I've had some people tell me what it is, but I think nobody can really define it. And again, being from the north,
right.
I've always been curious about this Hialeah.
So I'm gonna try and actually explain it using your albums.
Oh, okay.
Actually, so I know that.
Oh, this might be exciting.
I know that your albums has a trajectory of you're about to release your third one, which is a trilogy.
Yes.
And essentially they represent.
Hurry Up Tomorrow coming up soon.
There you go. So it represents each one is like heaven, hell, and limbo. Right? Purgatory. Okay, right. So picture Hialeah as like you've just gotten out of hell and are in purgatory.
So you're only going up?
Well, that's the only way.
Okay.
But with a lot more chickens.
Like chicken to eat?
Like chicken like on the street, like just roaming free.
They have chickens all over the place in Hialeah?
It's kind of just what they do. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're just roaming. Free range chicken, really, if you will.
Oh, but are they roaming like on the interstate?
I don't think I've ever seen one on the interstate, but definitely on the streets.
Very
on
interesting.
all the side streets. Yeah,
very
yeah.
interesting. Now, that doesn't happen.
The chicken
in
didn't
Toronto.
cross the interstate; they just crossed the road.
Oh, that doesn't happen in Scarborough. We don't have chicken like that.
No,
we have fried chicken, but we don't have chickens running. So all I know about Hialeah is that it's just chickens in the street in purgatory.
Chickens, lots of Cubans. Lots of that's actually there's a Supreme Court case based out of Hialeah.
Yeah, what is it about?
Has to do with Santeria, freedom of religion.
Oh, because they practice Santeria?
Yes, which would explain the chickens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how you would explain Hialeah?
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick with my answer, Alex. Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I know more about Hialeah after that fantastic answer. But there's something else that I wanted to ask you since I'm here on Peril. Let me tell you, and I'm in warm and sunny and rainy Miami.
Yeah, it's really rainy today.
Yeah, I just don't understand how it always rains here. But anyway, so something I've never really understood about just Americans.
Okay.
Right? You know, and being Canadian, I know they say that sometimes we're very similar to Americans, and there is some truth to that, but I also think that's not true. It's a little complicated.
Right.
Something I've never understood about Americans, you like your junk food.
Well, I specifically do. Yes.
Right? No, you all do.
No, but I'm saying I'm speaking for me. Yes.
And so these croquetas that you're
Yes,
talking about, how are
croqueta.
they made?
So it's just they're deep fried.
They're deep fried. So the
So they're
reason I
delicious.
ask that is because I've always wondered why just Americans coming from Canada, why you guys have not gotten into poutine. Can I explain to you how delicious poutine is?
I love poutine.
So poutine is, I don't know if it's the national dish of Canada, but
should
it
be.
It should be.
It
yes,
should be.
Yes. And by the way, for all you people who go to Epcot Center, Canada is just more than just a place in Epcot Center. I invite you to go into Visions of Canada in Epcot Center. It is quite wonderful.
Are you narrating it now?
I should.
You should.
I should do it with Kim Cattrall.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
I'd watch that.
Yes. Hear that.
No, I'd watch you guys recording
Okay.
it. Yeah.
But back to poutine, our favorite deep fried delicious snack.
absolutely.
So Americans, it's French fries. You know, you guys love French fries.
Love fried things.
Smothered in gravy and then topped with cheese curds.
And sometimes bacon.
Oh, yes. You could add different things to it. I mean, you could build on it. You could add some croquetas on them.
Oh, poutine. Oh,
I just think on the way over here, driving over here, I saw this establishment called Dos Croquetas.
Yes, we're very
Are we
good
talking
friends.
about the same thing?
We are absolutely.
And
Yes.
I think that maybe that's something you should tell
Yes.
them.
You know, we know Alex and Vicky, the owners.
a croqueta,
poutine, yeah.
poutine.
Yeah, a croquetine.
Yeah. I mean, listen, people, it's delicious. It's fries, gravy, and cheese curds. Why has this not happened in America?
I think we should start a movement.
Yeah.
I think,
I mean,
yeah.
listen, there's other things that we've done, like fondue that made it down here. Why not the poutine?
Wait, is fondue Canadian?
It's French,
Oh,
but
okay,
you know,
okay.
we don't talk about those French people.
It's true. They're like your version of Bruno.
Yeah, we don't talk about La France.
Oh, okay. Well,
We're Canadian,
That's-
especially Toronto.
that's true. Toronto is its own place.
I mean, I've spoken so much about Toronto here on this show that I think they should just hire me as a spokesperson.
They should.
Of Canada. I mean, they hired Ricky Martin as a spokesperson of Puerto Rico.
Yes.
At once upon a time. So Puerto Rico has been in the news a lot this past week.
a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a smidge.
I love Puerto Rico.
Yeah, you've been. Did you
Many
tour
times, many times. I love hanging out there. I love listening to Puerto Rican music and they have this dish in Puerto Rico called monfongo.
there? Oh yes, mofongo.
How is it? Mo
Fong
fo
go.
go
Mofongo.
mofongo. It's quite delicious. It's a mountain of just a mush, and it has fried pork and.
So it's actually mashed fried plantain.
I had never had anything like that.
You see, so we can appreciate things that are just fried and mushed together and put more crap on it, and yet we don't have poutine here. In the
We
US.
don't have poutine, but we love Puerto Rico.
We do love. Puerto
love
Rico.
Puerto
We do
Rico.
love Puerto Rico. Who's your favorite Puerto Rican artist that
That's a hard
maybe
one.
doing it for you right now? Right now, who's your favorite Puerto Rican artist right now? Abel.
Well, it has to be Bad Bunny. The
That's
bunny,
fair.
the bunny has
That's
it, locked.
Yeah. The Bunny and the Weeknd.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Disney show.
No. It sounds like a collaboration for my next album.
I mean,
Hurry Up Tomorrow, coming out soon.
yeah, and I know you're not going to tell us if it's actually happening, but we can hope.
We can.
We can hope.
We can.
Yeah,
we can.
yeah.
But yeah, Americans have poutine.
I want poutine now.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I'm actually very hungry.
They have some at Disney World. I love Disney
But
World.
that's kind of far for me to have to go for a poutine right now.
Well, I mean, it's closer than going to Canada.
It's all about perspective. You're right. You're right. You know what? I'm just gonna go.
Yeah. I'm not feeling too well, but I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Is it like hunger?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think I'm starting not to feel my face.
Oh, okay. Oh no.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
did you sneak a little during
No, I
before?
just got beat up in Las Vegas.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, when I finished my world tour, the After Hours Till Dawn tour,
Yeah.
I had a quick stop in Las Vegas, and somehow I was in this outfit, and I was just running like a madman in the streets of Vegas.
Yeah.
So, and then I ended up on payroll, let me tell you.
Well, I mean, to quote Katy Perry, that's what you get for waking up in Vegas.
Yes. Katy Perry's also been having a rough year.
It's not been going well.
No. I hope that doesn't happen to me in my musical career.
No.
It almost happened last year with the release of my critically panned show, The Idol, on HBO.
Yeah, people weren't feeling it.
No, but I did get to do a collaboration with one of my idols,
Oh, okay.
Madonna.
That is true. Yes.
I want to produce an album for Madonna.
I think you should.
Yeah.
I think you should. She's definitely open for collaborators now.
Yes. Yes.
That's also okay. Great. I'm like, I don't know how to come back because I mean it's Madonna. Like, you know, she
was great.
She's Madonna.
Yeah, she was great.
You know, again, to quote a Robbie Williams song.
Who's that?
You're Canadian. You know who Robbie Williams is.
No.
Really? One of the biggest selling pop artists of all time in the UK and globally, really. But
I'm not really into sales. I'm into streams. I'm the biggest streaming artist in the world. But this is not about me.
Okay. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah. The bunny. It's always between me and the bunny.
Oh, okay. Again, this all sounds like a very good Nickelodeon show.
Yeah.
Like, you know, me and the bunny, Bunny and the Weekend. Mm-hmm. Like, we could animate it, and it could be about your adventures in Vegas.
I mean, listen, if Vanessa Williams could have gone from where she went to and ended up on Disney, I can, you know, overcome my background of, you know, sex and hoes and drugs and ecstasy and end up on Disney as well.
I mean, who amongst us?
I mean, we all have our past.
We do all have our pasts. Yeah, exactly. So, speaking of pasts, actually, you queued me up for that one very well.
Yeah.
Weekend or Abel.
Abel.
So
I'm in Miami, so here I'm Abel.
You know what?
Abel.
Yes, I'm going to adapt. So I saw an article this week where they interviewed James Franco. You know, James Franco recently, he had some skirmishes. You know,
Pineapple Express.
Well, yes. Is that a movie you enjoy of his?
I do.
Yeah. It seems like it would be up your alley.
Yeah, it is up my alley.
Yeah. But he had a couple of controversies recently, you know, sexual assault claims and things like that settled out of court. But he's making the rounds now because he's apparently promoting a new project, and they asked him about Seth Rogen. And, you know, again, Pineapple Express, him and Seth Rogen were like super tight. And he said that he hasn't spoken to Seth Rogen in like 20 years at this. I'm sorry, not in 20 years. A 20-year friendship. They haven't spoken since then. So in like 4 years or so.
But have they not spoken because of the controversies he had?
Basically. Yeah. You know, Rogan just kind of distanced himself from Franco. And, you know, it kind of got me to thinking, because I know you met DJ, you met Darian, and that's why you're here. But it got me to thinking, I'm like, wow, what would it take? Because Darian and I don't know if you know this, been friends for 30 years. What would it take for him? Like, what would he have to do in order for me to just be like, yeah, no, the friendship's over, right? Because again, I'm maybe this is me. I think like even if he murdered someone, I'd be upset at that. But I'd be like, well, but I'll still be there for him to some capacity. You know, I have to understand the reasons why it happened and all of that. So, like, do you have a friend like that you know, it would be weird if all of a sudden just
puppies. Yeah, you mess with puppies, you're not
right.
You're
okay,
not coming
fair
back
enough.
from
fair
that.
enough. But I'm saying, but you have a friendship like that where it's like even like to the brink of something, you would have to think about severing all ties.
Well, I think it depends what it is. I think that maybe between James Franco and Seth Rogen, there may have been an issue with, you know, they're public figures, and maybe Seth Rogen
That's true.
didn't want to be involved in this whole mess. Because now, especially with cancel culture, sometimes even if you don't say something, you get canceled. Right. So it's like, do you say something? Do you not say something? That's why I don't say anything.
This is true.
I don't give interviews.
You are very
This
private.
is a very special moment. I don't give interviews.
I know. You're a very private individual.
Right. When was the last time that Abel gave an interview as Abel or The Weeknd?
I couldn't tell you.
Right. Yeah. That's why I don't say anything. I just let my music do the talking.
Okay.
But going back to them, I think that, you know, maybe he didn't want to be involved. And I certainly understand that. But at the same time, maybe Mr. James Franco felt a little bit sort of left behind. That it's like, man, if you didn't support me,
right, a little betrayed.
And I think with James Franco, I don't know too much about it, but there was like a lot of allegations.
Yeah, there's a lot of like sexual.
Was he ever found anything guilty in court?
They all settled out of court.
Okay, so I understand both arguments, but it's sort of simple in the sense that friendship is very important. When you're friends with people, you got to make it last forever because friendship never ends.
Right. Well, yes. I mean, and who amongst us doesn't love the Spice Girls?
Right. So I just think that I understand that publicly maybe he wanted to retreat a little bit, but maybe privately he could have been a little bit more supportive of his friend. I think they make up, but you and DJ, you have never had fights.
I'm sure we have, but I mean, the fact that we're hosting a show together means that we have overcome it.
Well, I mean, I think he should have told you that he wasn't going to be here today.
Well, but you know what? I feel like in his defense, he was saving the surprise of having the weekend.
Right.
So if he told me he wasn't going to be here, then I would start asking questions, and then he would have, ruined the surprise.
And then I wouldn't have been here with your, what do you call your listeners?
The Pero Primos.
Oh, so you're the Pero Primos, right?
Yes. So you wouldn't have been here with me.
So my OG XO family is going to watch this, and it's going to be the XOs and the Pero Primos.
The XO Pero Primos.
I like that. The XO Pero Primos.
Yep. Or it could be like the Pero Primex.
No, I like the XO Pero Primos.
Right,
the OG XO Pero Primos. That's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful.
Yeah.
Yep. Again, I know you're coming back from your world tour. So I'm gonna appreciate you swinging by here before you go and take some well-deserved. Well, I was gonna say well-deserved rest, but you've got a new album coming out, so you're probably gonna rest for like 10 minutes.
Hurry up tomorrow.
I
do need to rest though. I'm a little rough right now.
Are you?
But we're hanging in there. We're blinded by the lights, as I keep saying.
Are you? Well, sometimes the light can be clarifying though.
It can.
Sometimes it can make you see things better. So.
And you know what? I definitely can't feel my face now.
No, but it's held in place. It's there.
Yes,
it's there. Okay,
yes.
Good.
Okay, it's there.
Good. It's there. It's there.
Good.
Yeah, we haven't lost it. Yeah,
good.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you about something, and I'm not too familiar with Canada's political system.
Yes,
generally speaking, but there's been a little, there's an election coming up here in the United States, as you may know.
Yes, I do
know. And there's been a lot of feather ruffling of late with newspapers. Yes. And a lot of the people who own the newspapers kind of saying, look, we're not going to endorse a candidate this year and things of that nature. And
Jeff.
Well, it was Jeff Bezos, but there was another one, I forget which newspaper out in California as well. I understand people are resigning and it's a whole thing. I understand why the writers, the journalists are upset about it because it's something that's been done, for a while. But I do wonder if it's not actually right that they don't endorse, because I know it's in the editorial pages, but, newspapers are supposed to be impartial. I mean, we all know that they are to a point. We all know publication X versus publication Y has its inclinations. But I have to say, I don't necessarily disagree with their decision. I know the decision is not necessarily coming from an altruistic place, but I don't necessarily disagree with the position of like, yeah, a newspaper probably shouldn't endorse a candidate, period, across the board, just generally speaking, because it does take away that objectivity that I think we all like to think, the fourth estate has, right? So I don't know, is that something that in Canada is it as big a thing, or?
Well, again, I can't feel my face, but well, I would say that I think in this particular situation, and I am familiar with the situation, it's Mr. Amazon himself, Mr. Jeff Bezos. And we do have Amazon in Canada, people. Just before you start asking, we do have Amazon in Canada.
It's just Amazon.ca, right?
Yes.
Okay.
With a little maple leaf.
Yes.
I think it depends on reasons why. Like, why are they doing this? I certainly understand your point of not being neutral and not endorsing a candidate. But as you said, a lot of times these endorsements are in the editorial pages, which is not necessarily the view of the newspaper in so much, but it's not. It's the endorsement of an editorial, and I think editorials are very important. Still to this day, or an op-ed, as they say.
Yes, Darren's favorite word.
But I think it's important to balance it because I think that nowadays there's just too many op-eds. Right. It's good to have a different op-ed from each angle and each view. In this case, each candidate. And there's a lot of there's a lot of newspapers that are smaller publications that are more, you would say, partisan. So it's not just, a big one like the one that we're talking about in D.C.
It's WAPO, right? Well, Washington Post.
The Washington Post. So I think I think what pisses off a lot of people in this case, it's more the reasons why this wasn't a sort of neutral sort of moment that the newspaper had, that as a publication they said, you know what, we're deciding that moving forward, maybe because we're in such partisan times, we're going to not endorse a specific candidate. We're just going to report on the news and report on an election. So I would have appreciated that and understood that, but I think that the problem here is that the reasons behind it, and Jeff Bezos is very intertwined with it, and Jeff Bezos also has sort of some links to one political party over the other. So it makes it a little bit more complicated. And even though I'm not American, I do spend a lot of time here. And, you
were living in Los Angeles for a long time filming your show.
Yes. The U.S. is our friendly neighbor to the South.
Yes.
And, you're Southerners.
We're all Southerners to you.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, because to us, you're all Northerners.
Yeah.
Wow. See, it's perspective.
Yeah. Are we talking about Game of Thrones?
We might be. I don't know.
So what do you think about it?
About Game of Thrones?
No, about
about the editorial thing. Again, I agree with you in the sense that it's like I understand where it's coming from, right? Where the mandate is coming from. But as a principle, I don't disagree with it, right? I do think that there's something to be said about maintaining that neutrality. And the minute that again, we all know there's certain publications lean left, lean right, lean back, lean front, but the minute that you start putting things out there that I think is just like, oh, this is who we're about, and again, yes, it's in the editorial section, but it is speaking on behalf of the paper because it is the newspaper's endorsement. It is not the endorsement of that particular journalist, right? At that moment, you lose that objectivity. You lose that neutrality or that ability to claim neutrality, I think, because you're placing yourself in a situation where now moving forward, anything that you report is going to be viewed through a certain lens, one way or the other, or could potentially be viewed by that lens.
Can I ask you a question
You can
as
ask, yes.
a public figure and entertainer? Do you think that, especially now that here in the United States, it's an election year, do you think that celebrities, and whether it's musicians, actors, just celebrities, do you think that they should endorse a candidate or a party? Do you think that does anything good? Do you think that that it hurts them or it helps them? I'm very interested as a Canadian.
I think it hurts. Depends on which side you're on, right? It hurts or it helps, right? I think that they, like any other citizen of a country, can I don't even want to use the word endorse. They can back, which I know is just a synonym for endorse, but they can back whatever candidate they want. That's their right? They are, first and foremost, before they were a celebrity, they were a citizen. They are a person. They are a human being, right? I just have an issue with it when it just becomes this like celebrity palooza of endorsing things. It's like, at what point do you just kind of, because you want to maintain something for yourself. And I understand wanting to put yourself out there and be like, look, this is why I think this person is more qualified than that person, et cetera. But then, you also can't get upset when people turn around and start criticizing you for it, because you are actively putting yourself into those crosshairs.
You've entered the political arena.
Yeah, you've entered the political Thunderdome, right? And so you have to know what you're getting into potentially, right? And again, there are celebrities out there who will go on a show like The View or something, and they'll be like, oh yeah, we need to vote for X person, right?
Or here on Peril, let me tell you.
Or on Peril, let me tell you. They'll say that, and it's like, okay, fine. But then to me, that's more just a passing conversation as opposed to like a PR orchestrated, like, I'm going to release a press release about who I am endorsing and this is why and blah, blah, blah. It's like,
If you were a public figure, well, you kind of are now.
I'm
Publicish.
I'm Z-list at best.
Okay. Well, you're on the list.
This is true.
Would you endorse someone?
No.
No?
I think that, it's one of those, if you know me and you know enough about me, you can probably, make your assumptions about who I'm going to vote for at any given time. And I don't feel the need, like, I'm not a political figure. Like, why does my opinion carry any weight in anything?
Well, some people would say that because you are a political figure or a public person, you can bring to light, maybe with your platform, things that need that extra push.
Fair enough. But then I think I would speak to issues and not person.
Got it.
Right? Like, I would say, look, a woman's access to healthcare is very important, right? That's something that I believe in, and I will speak to that. But I don't think that I need to come out and be like, I endorse X, or Y. I think that if you know where I stand on certain things, you can connect those dots.
You could reasonably assume who you'll be casting a vote for.
Right.
But then there's always curveballs.
Right. Well, that's what keeps life interesting.
Yeah. You know that earlier today, when I was speaking to DJ, he was very upset.
Where is he, by the way?
He's in Toronto.
He's in Toronto.
He's
okay,
in Toronto,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
He actually told me that he was going to visit the CN Tower because there's something that he lost there years ago. He said that you would know.
I do. It's a.
I don't know. So you want to tell me the story?
It's a beanie.
Okay.
A beanie, a little beanie hat, like a.
Oh, a beanie.
A beanie
to cover
yes.
your head. Your head.
Yes.
Okay.
It was the 49ers, the football team, right?
Okay.
Football, not football.
Okay.
I don't know how that translates into Canada.
Okay.
And we went to the CN Tower.
Okay.
And he had it on, and it was a really great beanie. And he took it off at some point, and it evaporated. We went to the lost and found, didn't exist. Apparently, the 49ers no longer make that damn beanie. So it's just been lost to the ages. But you know what? We still hold out hope.
Well, he's there now at the CN Tower.
Yeah. One day we're going to go to the CN Tower, and maybe it'll just be
So
there.
we switch places. He's in Toronto, and I'm in Miami. I'm in sunny, rainy Miami.
Sunny, rainy. Yes.
Sunny, rainy Miami.
That's our slogan.
So you wouldn't endorse somebody if you were a public figure. Well, that's one of the reasons why I just keep to myself and I keep quiet and I let my music
Speak for you.
speak for you. My new album, again, Hurry Up Tomorrow, coming out later this year. Yeah, that's what DJ was telling me about. And I just thought it was very interesting that there's so many celebrities here in the United States that feel the need to be political. I think to each their own.
Absolutely. I mean,
If you want to be political, great. If you don't want to, great. We shouldn't criticize those who want to be political, and we should definitely not criticize those who don't want to be political, because everybody has their own lane and should feel comfortable with what they want to do. I'm like really hungry right now, and I definitely want some poutine.
I want poutine. I want Timmy Hortons. I want like everything. I want Canadian bacon, which I know you guys just call ham.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
I think it's interesting that here in the United States, they just think Canadian bacon is the healthier alternative.
And it is not.
No.
But it's delicious.
So is maple syrup.
Oh yeah, that's true. But you know what else is really good though? Sodas. And so I don't know if Darian told you about how we end every episode.
He did, actually.
He did. Okay. So we end every episode by giving out a last soda to someone who is deserving of it. And so I don't know if you'd like to go first.
I would.
Okay.
I would. First of all, I want to thank everybody for letting me be in this great place, in this great podcast. I don't think I've ever done a podcast before.
Really? So we're the first for that too.
You are.
Okay.
And I've never done this is sort of like a multilingual.
Yes, multicultural, yes.
So I want to thank DJ for inviting me to be on Peril. Let me tell you, DJ is quite the swell guy.
He is.
And he's, as I said, he's an OGXO. I mean, the guy knows my songs better than I do.
He really does, and I would say that's why
in fact,
I know them.
he was telling me some stories that when you two are together, which is a lot, all he plays is my music.
Yes, it's the weekend all week long.
Monday through
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told me that he plays so much of my music around you that like you know the songs.
Oh yeah,
now.
I know them by like extension.
Right. You even know live versions and remixes.
I
so,
do.
I mean, he's quite the swell guy. And,
Yes.
you know, as I said, he's OGXO. So I want to give my last pop
Okay, pop. That's right.
Yes.
You're from up north. That's
to,
right.
to Mr. DJ.
That's awesome. Well, I also am going to give it to DJ. I'm going to give it to you. We're going to break character right now because God knows you kept this up way longer than I thought you were going to. And that takes fucking determination. So, dude, way to go.
Who are you talking to?
I just, seriously, it's like an hour and you've kept this up. I thought it was going to be like 20 minutes.
What am I
you would
doing? I'm
break.
just talking about being able.
Being able, yes. Yes, you are able to be able. Yes.
Yeah, you know, I've been here in Miami a few days, and the other day I was in what you guys call. I just thought it was a window, but you call it a ventanita.
A ventanita, yes.
Right,
Yes,
I was
yes,
having.
yeah. A cafecito?
Oh my gosh, that's like 25 Red Bulls in like a little shot.
Made you feel like when your face was numb, huh?
And some lady and her granddaughter, who I imagine was a fan, she comes to me and she goes, Abel. And I at first I was a little taken aback because I'm not used to people saying my name in that pronunciation.
Right, the accent.
But, you know, she started then calling me Abelito.
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 Yeah.
And I was like, wow, look at that. How awesome. You know, a Latin grandma from Miami having, 10 shots of rocket fuel at this little window. And here I am in rainy, sunny Miami. Yes. And
look at you reaching all the generations.
Reaching all the generations. Well, that's what music does.
It really does.
That's what music does.
To quote, your former featured artist, Madonna, it makes the people come together.
Yes. And I especially loved that lady and her young granddaughter, they like my music. My music right now, as you know, since DJ plays a lot of my music, in my latest trilogy, I talk about very introspective topics and about what's life after death and where do we go, and I talk about souls and soul searching, and it's quite the evolution because, as you know, in my first few mixtapes, I just talked about getting down with hoes, bitches in hotel rooms, and being high on some X, and we evolve.
We should.
It's still a part of you.
Right.
It's still a part of you. It's still a part of your past, but we evolve.
Right.
And in my new album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, coming out later this year, you will see the completion of that evolution.
Okay.
And
we'll see what comes after.
All
right. Well, then, Pero Primos.
Is DJ going to be back next week?
Apparently, we're going to ride this all the way through to the end of this episode.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. So we hope you listened, laughed, and I don't know what you may have learned this episode. A lot about the Weeknd, I'm sure.
Yes. That my new album is coming out next.
Yes. What is it? Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Hurry Up Tomorrow.
I already remember.
You already know the album. You already were listening to one of my songs
with
during
Anita.
the break.
With Anita, yes.
It's called Sao Paulo. Out today, actually, on your favorite streaming service.
So don't forget your cafecito, your pastelito, and some poutine.
Yes.
And that was episode 322. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Los Angeles. Thank you.
Miami.
I love you, I love you, Miami. I love you. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for coming to the After Hours Till Dawn tour. Thank you. And now here's my latest single.
Yeah.
Out of Time.
Next week will probably be something a little more normal, but no promises.
What was wrong with this one?
Not a thing. Bye, mi gente.